It is time once again where I yell at you to get off my lawn. It's a Dave 101.
It's time for Dave 101.
Open the doors, Dave! Dave, D-A-V-E!
Dave's not here. Dave's the killer. Yeah, Dave's the killer. Dave's a menace.
Before I get to Elon Musk claiming his rockets are being followed by anomalous objects, I want to start off by saying Merry Christmas to all of you out there in Spaced Out Radio Land. It has been a wonderful year of news and updates and monsters and UFOs and aliens. And I want to start off by spreading some Christmas cheer, as this is the final Dave 101 right before we head off to the Christmas break. Now, I want to say a big thank you. Number one, to all of our listeners and our radio stations across North America and our listeners who literally join us around the world. We have had people coming into our chat rooms from multitudes of countries, from Indonesia to Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania. We've had listeners in Thailand, South Africa, all over Europe, all over North America, and some even in South America. It really shows the way this show is growing and all of your interests in the weird topics that we talk about on a nightly basis. Now, you can listen to this show for fun, or you can listen to it because you have an interest, or maybe you're an experiencer of what goes on. That's what makes all of you part of our Spaced Out Radio family. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you and our radio stations with two down in Apache Junction. Len Novin, thank you so much. To Chuck Contreras in Ridgecrest, California. To Jody Panu in Mississauga, Ontario. Ryan O'Neill in Newton, Georgia. To Joe over in New Orleans, and to the team up in Bellingham, Washington. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have done to allow us to bring Spaced Out Radio to your radio audiences. It really is a pleasure and an honor to be able to broadcast to you on a nightly basis right here. To all of our listeners who listen to us on YouTube, you've really made our channel take off this year. You've helped spread the word. You've helped grow this channel to well over 20,000 subscribers. Now, that may not sound like much compared to some of the bigger channels you're used to doing, but it's pretty damn big for our community. And without all of you and your support, we wouldn't be anywhere close to where we need to be. Your questions that you come on in are brilliant. You are a brilliant audience all around. To everybody who is in our chat rooms and follows us on Twitter and every social media aspect. We only look to get bigger and stronger for the coming year as we look to take this to a new level in 2023. I'm not even done yet with figuring out what is going on. We have a lot more to talk about, a lot more monsters, a lot more mayhem, a lot more UFOs, a lot more true crime, and it's all coming at you. And I'm very excited for everything that 2023 is going to bring for this show. Each and every one of you who is listening, whether you are in our chat rooms or whether you are in radio land or podcast land or just somebody who checks us on out the odd time when you're bored, you have made a giant difference in all of our lives. So on behalf of my entire Spaced Out Radio team, I wish you all a Merry Christmas, a safe holiday right through the New Year's. And it just means so much to us that each and every one of you would trust us with your listening ears, that it's something that I can never explain or express properly to you. You all mean the world to me. And it's humbling that you take the time to listen to us, because time is one of the most precious moments we have as a human being. We never have enough of it. We never know when we're going to check in, and we don't know when we're going to check out. And the fact that you choose to spend your time with us, some up to 3 hours plus a night, I could never ask for anything more from each and every one of you than what you already give to this show. You buy our swag, you listen, you promote our show on your social media channels. You do that without us asking for anything in return. And I want you to know that we absolutely love you for it. Those listeners will come and go. Hey, people's lives change. You get into relationships, you get out of relationships, you change shifts at jobs, health problems come aboard. But the main thing is we can always be known as we are going to be consistent for you in what we do in bringing the woo to you each and every night. And the fact that you mean so much to us means that we have to get bigger. We have to get better for 2023. We have to be able to continue to appease what you are wanting out of us. And we will continue to do so. And we will continue to push harder, to be bigger, to be better, to be stronger each and every time we take to the airwaves live for you, no matter whether you're on the terrestrial side or whether you are watching on the internet side. You have no idea how much I love to brag about our audience and the brilliance that you guys bring to this show. And thank you from the bottom of my heart, from everybody on our Spaced Out Radio team, Jessica Jones from Off the Trails, the After Hours show with Grant and Danielle and Nick. We are soon going to be adding a fourth to that show, a gentleman named Marquise Williams. You guys are going to love him. He's a UFO experiencer. To Terry Hall and Duke Sullivan and Tim Senor for making this special. To Kat and Fylth for helping book the show and making this such a grand night for all of you, for picking out wonderful, wonderful guests for us to speak with on a nightly basis. It is absolutely amazing, and everybody else that is a part of us, whether they're on the booking side, whether they're on the business side, whether they are on the on-air side, each and every one of you means something to us. And I want to thank you all for being there with us night in and night out. And hey, we're going to continue to make mistakes because we are only human, but we're going to continue to learn from those to make sure that we can bring stronger programming to you in the near future as well. So on behalf of everybody with Spaced Out Radio, once again, Merry Christmas to all of you out there. I'm not a happy holidays kind of guy. Okay, I'm not. It's Christmas time. They're not holiday trees, they're Christmas trees. They're not holiday lights, they're Christmas lights. Call me a traditionalist, call me a dinosaur, don't care. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So thank you very much. Now, getting to another topic at hand here that I wanted to bring up with all you guys. Elon Musk recently stated something that we knew was going on, something that I have told you for months had been going on, and that is that almost every rocket that fires into space literally is followed. Now, in a recent article, Musk came out, said that there seems to be weird anomalies following the rockets when they enter space. No kidding, Elon. We know that Elon Musk has been read in by NASA on what's going on. We know that he has also been very vague on the topic when it comes to UFOs or aliens. This is one of the closest times we have actually heard him say anything regarding UFOs and the SpaceX rockets. Now, we have been telling you for months and complaining, whining, bitching, moaning about how NASA has lied to you. And Elon Musk now coming out with that once again proves that NASA has been lying to you. At some point, we got to get to some honesty here. Where is the honesty when it comes to what they know? Where are these UFOs coming from? Look, these astronauts who are trained are the best of the best. They are people out there who are literally pushing the limits when it comes to knowledge, education, science, and their own skills of being at the top of their game. That's why they are chosen as astronauts. They're not chosen because they can dig a ditch pretty good, or clean teeth very well. No, these are people who are highly trained observers. They are highly trained in everything that they do. We need to start trusting their words. And now, with SpaceX having so many different cameras on board each rocket, we got to start trusting those images that are coming back that we'll probably never get to see. But we're going to have to take Elon's word for that. The UFOs, aliens, whatever you want to call them, they seem to have a very vested interest and curiosity about what we're putting into space. As we know, this has been happening since the Gemini program way back in the 60s, followed by Mercury, followed by Apollo, followed by the 80s when we entered the shuttle program. All of them have recorded UFO sightings the minute they leave our atmosphere. Why are they following us? We don't know. Where are they coming from? Well, we know it's not Earth because other countries really don't have the tech to be doing that. The Chinese and the Russians already know when we're putting our rockets up. Now, have they got these fancy space drones that are maybe saying, hey, what kind of satellites are they releasing? Could be. I doubt it. Because those same satellites would have been there in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, not just today. This is something that is going to continue to grow. These sightings, these astronauts who will have these experiences, will they continue to keep quiet, or will they be like Dr. Edgar Mitchell or McDivitt or Cooper or a plethora of others who have come out stating that they saw unidentified flying objects while in space? Look, the skeptics out there can sit there and say, well, they saw reflections off the ocean. They saw space junk. They saw whatever. No, they didn't. Look, there is always human error. And we know that human error happens every day. We know that our eyes play tricks on us. But when you get the best of the best out there who are flying commercial airlines, private airlines, private contractors, fighter pilots, military pilots, astronauts, part of their job is to make sure that aircraft, whatever it is, a rocket or an F-18, are being flown very safely. They know what's in the sky. Their radars let them know. And when their radar is not picking up something, or their cameras are picking up something, or the pilots themselves are seeing something following them, there's a good chance that's not human technology. We're not going to follow our own rockets to play tricks on them. We didn't during Apollo. We didn't during Mercury. We didn't do it during the X-15 test flights. We didn't do it during Gemini. We're not doing it now. That's just a simple reality. Show me proof, Dave. Look, it's just obvious proof. The fact is, we continue to see rockets being flown up into space. And the more rockets that we put in space, the more curious these UFOs are going to become. They've seen us land on the moon, according to Edgar Mitchell. They've seen us blow up in the sky during our own mechanical errors. They've seen the best and the worst tragedies of NASA, and they are being followed. The question is, when will Elon Musk and NASA come out and actually admit that this is happening? We already know NASA isn't admitting anything because they are treating us like fools. They are treating us like we are stupid when it comes to unidentified flying objects. We got to remember, and we got to add to our accounts that this is happening, that there is something watching us out in space. And ladies and gentlemen, no, it isn't Santa Claus. That's your Dave 101. And if you have a comment, you want to let me know what you think on our YouTube channel, leave a comment below and let us know what you feel. And once again, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. And I hope you have a very safe holiday season.